Hello, you're watching Oathbound Secrets. I'm very, uh, yeah, I can't even speak today. All this fucking shit that's been going on. Where do I even begin? I don't know. Yeah, the rioting and stuff in Belfast, um, has been mm, quite upsetting. And the rioting here is in England as well. And I just feel like I don't know. I look at all this shit that's going on all the time, and then it's like you go on social media and you read the comments, and the comments are like just the most horrific shit you've ever read, and you're like, how is this coming out of human beings? How are they writing this stuff? You know, send them back, deport, remigration, all this fucking bullshit. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? That's actually making me really very worried, very, very worried about the state of society as a whole. And I keep trying to think, like, oh, it's just a vocal minority. It's just a vocal minority. It's okay. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is a vocal minority or whether this is actually so fucking mainstream and so popular to be just fucking racist. That it's okay to say this shit, like, and there's obviously no sort of legal ramification. Like, there's no consequences. People could just say the most disgusting shit, and there's literally no consequences. And it's, it's very deliberate, isn't it? Basically, is what I'm saying, is that all of this fear and hatred and anger, violence, it's all very deliberate. And I really do strongly believe that there are people who want us to be angry, and they want us to be fighting and hating each other, and they want all this division in society. They want racism, they want anti-immigration, so that we're all kind of looking at each other with suspicion, like, what are you doing here? Do you deserve to be in this country? Are you a real patriot? Like, all this fucking bullshit. And it's like, how do we even protect ourselves from this? How do we defend ourselves from this? What is the answer? Like, what can we actually do? Um, Partly, I think it's to do with education and ideas, and, you know, becoming better informed about things that are going on economically. Like, I think all of this anger in society right now is the anger of people who feel very let down by the government and by their their work, their wages, the cost of living, the rent, everything being such a struggle. Like, we're living in such a fucking, I know obviously some places are much worse than this, but when you look at like how things have been going over the past 10, 15, 20 years in this country, there's been like a huge fucking decline from when circumstances were better overall, I want to say. Like, it's really hard to speak about how things were in the past and where we are now and trying to compare, because there were different problems at different times, wasn't it? So, like, we might have made progress in some areas and then massive, like, decline in other areas. So, fuck, I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, I do believe that the anger that is like boiling at boiling point right now is very much coming from a dissatisfaction with the lack of public services, with the lack of money, with the lack of funding, with the cost of everything going up and up and up and up and up and up. And we're being told, like, get ready, the prices are going to go up again. And it's like every time, okay, how fucking much is it going to cost me to just eat and keep a roof over my head? Yeah, of course, people are fucking angry about that. And then they're being told, oh, yeah, no, the reason is immigration. Yeah, the reason is there's too many people. And like, how do you get through to people that, like, that does not add up? That is not maths. Like, that is not how it works, actually. And it's, I don't know how to, like, reason with people, because obviously the in some people's heads, like, that makes sense, and they think, okay, there's so much money, there's so many people, the reason we don't have enough money is because there's too many people. And in their heads, like, that adds up, perfect, yeah, makes sense, must be too many people. And the problem is immigration, and if we have less people, then there'll be more money to go around. Like, that's, that is what is going on. I believe that is what's going on in a lot of people's heads, and that makes sense to them, and they're going, yeah, of course, it's just maths, it's just maths, it's not hatred, it's not racism, it's just maths. And the problem is that the maths is wrong. The maths is wrong, because there's one thing that they're not actually talking about, and that is the incredible amount of wealth that is being hoarded right now, and that has been gathering. Every time that we have any kind of crisis, the rich get richer. They fucking get more money every time. We get less, they get more. And it's like, okay, it's like, I think about money like a healthy ecosystem. I think about money like water. It needs to flow, it needs to circulate, it needs to go round the whole community. Okay, it needs to pass from one person to the other. You have money, you spend that money, the money goes to somebody else, they earn that money, then they spend that money, and it goes to somebody else, and then it just goes round and round and round in the community. Like, to me, that makes sense. It might sound very simplistic, but to me, that makes sense. And what we have right now with that flow of that economy is that there's a dam. A dam has been built by the super wealthy, like the incredibly, insanely wealthy fucking billionaire class of society. That is a very small amount of people. They've created a dam, and they're hoarding the fucking water, and our fields are dry, and we're all going, God, there's just, the fields are so dry. There's obviously too many people in the fields, and they're not looking at that dam and thinking, oh, wait, all the water's up there in the dam. Like, it's all being hoarded. Like, maybe that's the reason it's not flowing, it's not trickling down to us, because trickle down economics is fucking bullshit. Doesn't, like, hello. We've been sold this lie of austerity, like, if you just, have you thought about using less water, is what they're saying with austerity. Oh, your fields are dry and barren. Have you thought about using less water? Yeah, thanks. Maybe fucking stop the dam and let the water flow through. You don't need all that water. What the fuck are you doing with all that water? Sorry, I get really angry because I'm just like, I can't get my head around the fact that, to me, it seems very obvious that that is the problem. And yet we are all being misdirected and told to look in the other direction and say, oh no, it's people, our neighbors, those are the problems. The problem is you have too many neighbors. That's the problem. Like, what? My neighbors, we're all in the same boat. We're all here just trying to live, just trying to survive, just trying to buy fucking fruit and vegetables. And I wish that we had more class consciousness, that we understand that we are all working class people. We are all like the backbone of society. We are the reason that things work. We are the reason that things happen in the world. And the people that hoard wealth at the top, they are not the reason that anything happens. They are the reason that we suffer. And we need to unite together against our oppressors. And they know the danger of working class unity. They know how fucking dangerous that is when all the fucking people in the community, all the neighbors, all the colleagues, everyone who works together, lives together, shares in this society. If we unite together against our oppressors, who are the fucking wealth hoarders, then we can fucking overthrow their power and redistribute that wealth back into society, recirculate the money back. Come on, let the water flow. Let the water flow round. We need that fucking water, the water of fucking life. And they know that it's so easy to divide us against each other by just telling us to blame each other, our neighbours, our friends, our colleagues, like the fucking nurses in the hospital. Yeah, it's them. They're the problem. Oh, that Ugandan lady who looks after your grandma. Yes, she's the problem. Yeah, apparently. Like, that's what they want you to think. That's what the fucking wealth hoarders want you to think. And it's like, I don't understand how people are so easily fooled, and how people don't realize like the game that is being played here, and how we need to unite together to fight against this, and recognize who the real enemy is. I don't know how to like communicate that. Like, how do you get people to like wake the fuck up and understand what's going on? How we're all being played by this fucking bullshit system, this economic system that hoards wealth and allows the rest of us to suffer. What the fuck is this? So I did mention in my last video about this lovely place called Mornbury Rings, and I just wanted to show you this beautiful, beautiful area. And yeah, the graffiti that I mentioned before has been cleaned up. There's no more graffiti as of yet, so yeah, I don't know what people are thinking doing that stuff, but yeah, it does really worry me a lot. I know, people think don't take it so seriously, it's just kids being stupid, but it worries me a lot that that kids could be indoctrinated into far-right ideology. And it's kind of terrifying. And I just hope that there are sort of better ideas for kids these days to learn about how beautiful nature is, and how we can all look after the planet and each other, and how we can create a good sense of community, and that we can sort of respect each other's freedoms and differences and diversity and creativity, and just all live together in peace and harmony, and love each other. and the, you know, good vibes. Good vibes are out there that everyone can enjoy and listen to music and eat food and have fun, and that we don't need to live in such misery all the time. So that's, you know, I come to a place like this, very sacred pagan site, and I think about community and togetherness and coming together with respect and with love and tolerance and, you know, all these good things. And I just think, let's focus on the good stuff and create more of that in our community and support each other, and build a life that is enjoyable for everyone, that we can all enjoy beautiful nature and everything that the world has to offer. Magic, sorcery, manipulation, spells, mind control. I really do believe that social media is a mind control device that was created to control our thinking and to gather it. It gathers information from us, gathers every fucking detail about our lives. Oh yes, why don't you just upload every single fucking thing about your life? Yeah, share it, so that they can gather it all up. Because the more they know about us, the more they can figure out how to control us. I don't know if that sounds paranoid and crazy, but that's what I think is going on here. And I remember when I was a kid, and you know, the internet was like this new and exciting thing, and we were told, never ever put your real name on the internet, never ever put a photo of your face on the internet, never ever tell people where you live, don't give any fucking information about yourself on the internet. That's what we were told when we were kids. When I was fucking 11 years old, 12 years old, that's what I was told. Never ever put anything on the internet that reveals anything about you. You are anonymous. You are unknown. Everyone on the internet is 100% anonymous, and you can create your own kind of persona. You can like invent a character for yourself. You can have a little picture that represents yourself, for this little what I can't even remember what is the word that we used for these things. What is it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Yeah, so you kind of create your online persona, your avatar. That's the word, your avatar, and you kind of invent like this kind of fantasy world almost. That was what the internet was. It was a total fantasy world, without anything relating to your actual life, because like the idea of putting something about your actual life on the internet was just like so dangerous. Like, do not do that. And buying stuff online, you're joking. Nobody would do that. What, hand over your bank details, your card number on the internet? Are you joking? That's so crazy. That's very dangerous. Don't do that. No, we would never do that, because it was, we were just assumed that like if you put personal information like that, like the details of your bank, it's going to fall into the wrong hands, and it's going to be really dangerous. Don't ever do that. Online shopping, what's that? Seriously, can you imagine? Can you imagine a day when the internet was just like, online shopping? What? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Um, it's my niece's 11th birthday today, and that's why I'm kind of reflecting a little bit about like back when I was 11, what was the world like, compared to today for 11 year olds. And I kind of wish that I could just turn back time somewhat and let those kids grow up how I grew up in the 90s, and live in a world where the internet is just like some dorky fantasy roleplay game for nerds and nothing else. That's all it is. That's all that you will find there. And probably a bunch of perverts as well, because that's what started happening quite quickly. Is that you would start getting people sharing photos of intimate things that they should not be sharing with anyone. Um, but there was a time when people would not upload photos, and that was a very rare, strange thing to do. Um, and I just wish that we could kind of go back to that, like the original internet. And honestly, like, can we just fucking turn it all off? Turn this shit off. And let's go back. Let's go back. I mean, I don't need to have, like, why do I have to have my face on the internet? Why do I have to, like, literally upload a video of myself? What is this all about? Yeah, I get it. It's because we like to have, like, a personal connection and be able to, like, read somebody's body language and their facial expressions and all that stuff, because it makes better communication, doesn't it? But there used to be a time when we would just read text on a screen, and that was enough. That was enough. And we would read books. And I worry that, literacy is suffering massively these days because people don't read. So please read a book, pick up a book, any old book, and read. And I hope young people are interested in reading, and I hope they're interested in reading, like, actual proper books. There are so many books that I want to read, and so many books on my reading list lately. There's one that I was listening to a video podcast thingy with an author. There was, like, an interview with this author who wrote a book about Jewish history, which I thought was super interesting, because it was about, like, the socialist bunds and the anti-Zionism that was prevalent some time ago, because Zionism began as a very, like, small niche movement that was not popular among Jews generally, but slowly over the years it has grown into this, like, very popular idea that's just completely taken over. And this book is called, what's it called again? Here Where I Live Is My Home. I think that's what it's called, something like that. But the idea is that, the place where you live, where you grew up, where you were born, or not necessarily born, but, like, wherever it is that you call home, like, you should be respected as as being allowed to live there. And, like, wherever it is that you call home, like, you should be free to live there and not forced out of your home with, like, violent pogroms. And you shouldn't be deported, like, forcibly deported to a different country. Like, people should be free to live wherever they want to live, is the general idea. And that was for Jews during World War II. I mean, you can imagine, or even before World War II, before World War II even began. There was so much hatred towards Jews, and this idea that, Jews are some kind of unwanted ethnic minority that are causing problems, and let's get rid of them. That was the idea that had spread, like, over so much of Europe and yeah, big, large area. The history of hatred towards Jews goes back, like, long time, and it's basically like the fear of people belonging to some kind of ethnic religious minority, because there was for a long time a huge amount of hostility towards people who are different in some way. And I just think, how is it, after all these wars and genocides and ethnic cleansing, how have we not come to realize how dangerous it is to be hostile towards different groups of people just because they're different, like different religion, different language, different culture, different skin color, whatever? Why do we still have this division amongst us, that we, think that people have to live in separate areas, like some kind of apartheid? Like, no, you need to live over there because you're different. Like, what the fuck? Um, how the fuck do people think that that's a good idea and that's a solution? Like, they think that the world is better off if people are just separate, don't speak to each other. I think that's shit. Like, is that not obvious? Is that not obviously like a fucking horrific thing to do, to forcibly separate people because they're different in some way, and that you can only ever mix with people that are the same as you? Like, you're just going to all be fucking inbred. Hello? Like, how the fuck is that a solution to anything? Ah, you're crazy. I like traveling the world and meeting people from different countries, different cultures, different religions, different languages. I think it's great. It's fun and it's exciting. And people should be allowed to travel and move around and live in different places and experience different things. Like, that's life. That's the world. That's fantastic. How is that a problem? But of course, the actual problem is very much economic, because it's about controlling workers, and it's about restricting movement of your workers so that you can control, like, and keep them in a place of subservience and desperation, and keep them in poverty, and keep their wages low. If you restrict where people can move and what they can do, like, you're basically enslaving them. And that's the game. That's the whole game, isn't it? Keep people enslaved and captive, basically, like they're basically in a prison. And it's like everyone who's on this sort of anti-immigration kind of bullshit. Like, I just think, like, do you not understand that you're talking about restricting people's freedom? You're talking about stopping people from being able to travel and move wherever they want to move. And it's not just about other people's freedoms. It's your freedom. It's your freedom that you are actively giving away, giving up, and saying, no, I don't want freedom. I want to be restricted. I like being forced to stay in one place. Like, that's basically, ah, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing to yourselves. You're fucking cutting yourself off from the rest of the world and saying, no, I like it. Fuck the rest of the world. I like being stuck here in this little prison of misery. Is that really a solution? My goodness, you're not safer or better off that way. You're not. I'm sorry, you're not. That is shit. And I really do believe in a world where people have freedom, and where we can all choose to, if we want to go and explore some different area, then we can go and explore. Like, I truly honestly believe that it's perfectly possible for humans to live free and easy lifestyles and not be in misery and desperation all the time and struggling to survive. Like, I really do believe that we can improve the current situation a lot. I believe that there's a huge scope for improvement, and we can do it. And maybe people will think that I'm completely mental, or whatever the word is, delusional, whatever. If people think that I'm just living in some fairy tale silly world where anything is possible, all right, yeah, you think I'm crazy for believing in a better world. But somebody's got to dream of the possibilities. Somebody's got to have a little bit of imagination. Somebody's got to just open their minds to the possibilities and not live in such a oppressive, horrible system. Like, you do not need to accept that fate. Like, you do not need to roll over and just, oh yes, yes, master, I'll do whatever you say. Like, fuck them. Fuck. I feel like screaming, honestly. And I just, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what to suggest really, but people of the world pull together and support each other, support the simple idea of just freedom to move around and do what we want and not be captive and colonized and um, restricted by apartheid and border walls and border violence. Um, I think we can do a lot better than this, actually. Yes, yes, we can. You gotta believe. If you don't believe, then what's the point, you know? If you don't have some hope, then why even bother being alive, you know? So that's all I've got. That's all I've got is the hope of a better future and better possibilities, and things can get better. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.